public hearing is to, discuss, the city of Ridgely's intent to apply for the, CDBG, which is a Community Development Block Grant for 2025. The focus is already, on street improvements projects, so we
right.
wanna make sure that that is what you guys would like to do. And we're gonna allow the board to, tell us, what engineer you want to use to do your plans for that project, and provide us a PER for the application. So if you, once the public hearing has completed and you guys are able to talk about that, just let us know so we can go ahead and procure your engineer, and we'll get that started. We do need to know about the amount of award, that possible award that you would like to apply for. So if you can kind of give us some guidance on that, we can get you a resolution provided to you so that the board can vote on it. You have to have a public hearing, you have to have a resolution. Those are two things that are required for the application. So the board will need to vote and approve on the amount plus the match that's going to be required for the grant if it is awarded by ECD. Normally that's announced later in the fall of next year once you apply in 2025.
How much is the match? Is it 15%? Is it 20?
Did you look at that? You were supposed to look for it. I think it was 9. Was it 9 last time? I believe it was 9, but I'll double check on that. I think it was pretty low for Ridgely. It was because you're a 3-star reduction community.
Right.
You participate in that, and then you get a 4-point reduction already from what your match is, and then you get 4 points off of that. So I think it was 13, which puts you at 9.
So we got it cheap.
Yeah, I think I'll verify that and let you know. But normally we have that on our little sheet, so I may not have told you to do that. Sorry about that. But
How much money do you think that we can, that Shane can look forward to, that we can apply for? Are there a amount that's a max or the bottom, or how is that?
well, I know there's a lot of street work that needs to be done, but because the pot is larger as far as what they're giving for each award, there's less money to go around. So I think if you can do it for a lesser amount, that would be what you would need to apply for. Your chances of getting an award would improve as far as the scoring. So if you can do it for $600,000, that would be my recommendation. Do it in phases so
Okay.
that
All right.
your chances of getting a better score for the amount and getting an award will increase.
Okay.
Because if you ask for a lot more, that brings your score down.
What was it? I know we just got the payment for the other, it was $338,000, I think, but was that the total amount that we were awarded last time, or was it
No, I think it was closer to.
closer to 4?
I thought it was 480
Yeah.
something, what I said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was like almost 5.
492?
So if we were to apply for
482.
$600,000, we would probably get about the same amount of paving done as we did
Yes,
with the
plus
previous
your,
grant.
plus your match, so you would
Okay.
add your match into that, the award, and then your match, that would be your total. So if you're awarded $600,000, your match at 9% would be,
54.
something like that, so it would be $654,000, so, yeah.
Now, is this just for one grant? Is that all that the city can apply for? Or are there other grants out there besides just this one, or this one strictly earmarked for the streets?
The
That's
street
strictly for
improvements
paving,
is
Yes.
it's the paving grant, right?
there could be other grants through TDOT, but that would be through our RPO coordinator who's not with us today, but I can give you contact information and you can ask her. Her name is Ashley Martin, and she can work with you on, she does sidewalks, street improvements,
Okay.
other projects through TDOT that there may be grants available, but this one is for a community development block grant for street improvements.
Well, we do have a
When
lot
we
of
say-
sidewalks that need work, that's
Yeah,
why I was
and
curious.
she can do that for you, because that is her focus. She works a lot with TDOT. These grants are they're not just for like repairing potholes and stuff like that. These are for milling and actually paving the streets and everything. So
Right.
these grants that's why we were talking about that earlier. Street improvement is expensive, and that's why you're only able to do so much, because asphalt stuff is so expensive, because you're doing the milling and the paving. It's not just going out and filling potholes on
Right,
this grant.
exactly.
Yeah, last year's quarter thing on the Northwest Tennessee Development is 418,000
For
for 23-24.
Okay.
So I don't know, maybe from 24 up to present, I don't know if there was anything done.
There shouldn't have been, we closed out,
Okay.
I think in September, October, so we just closed that grant out, but the contract, the work was already done over the summer, so
Right.
we were finished with it. We just had to close the project out. But yeah, I mean, you guys could look at, you know, 500-600. I mean, it's up to the board, it's up to you guys on what you would wanna apply for, but I'm just trying to give you an idea of, you know, what's gonna help your chances of getting.
It's easier to ask for 500 or 600 is ask for a million.
Yeah,
I got you.
and what they do too, I saw, you know, in the last round was, you know, they're trying to divvy out the money, so if somebody asked, if you had several that asked for 500,000, and they had a really good application, you know, that's more likely to get awarded than to, award three $1 million projects. So they feel like they're able to spread that money out a little more. So I think that's kind of my view of it as far as what I saw. So that's why, you know, I'm having those conversations with, you know, if you can do it for a little less, you know, we'll write you a really good application to hopefully increase your chances of getting an award.
Yeah, 'cause I know there's other grants like for sewer and all that that's separate from this, that's still out there, cause I think it's me and something we're working on for that up there now, so I know we can't apply for anything till we get that finished.
And you have the T-Deck going on right now, so.
Yes.
Is the money that we've, you're probably familiar with this, the $1,750,000 that that's somewhere here for us to fix the water plant and the lagoon and all, is that T-Deck grant?
I don't know how much the amount of it is, I'd have
So
to
you
look at
typically
your
got-
application, but yeah, you
Yeah.
have a T-Deck for water and sewer.
What we have to do the project and then send them the bill, and then we have to send an invoice, and then they pay it to get the money, right?
The T-Deck, yes, is reimbursable, you have to have proof of payment in order to
Yeah,
get
right,
reimbursed.
And I think that's what this is. I think we're getting $1,750,000, and I don't know when they're gonna start, we're supposed to do the water plant first, with part of the money. It's, the water plant, for my part, is a priority, we gotta have the water plant above. And then we got out this $9,300 fine out here, they claimed we was gonna patch this, no, we was just gonna fix it a little bit. And I talked to him in Murfreesboro, I believe the fellow's there, and I told him, I said, we're not gonna fix, we're gonna spend money with the latest aerating from the bottom rather than floaters, and it'll last 20-30 years. But we're not gonna spend $100,000 just to patch what we got out there, we're abandoning that, and we're gonna do the new deal, and they had us a $9,300 fine, and we got that took care of.
Are you getting overflows and everything?
No, what it does is, you know, if you're familiar with the aeration where it aerates the water, they're floating on top. Well, they're gonna go down underneath and push the air up through and not have that floating system, which is
Okay.
gonna cost about $400,000 or $500,000 to do. But it's in the works, rather than go in there and try to fix them floaters and spend them $150,000. I told them, we don't wanna do that, we wanna do the new deal, we wanna get the thing fixed to last a long, long time. And so that's what we're gonna do, the water plant, lagoon, and then we're gonna fix this sewer up here on the highway. You know about that. So, but that was what my plan, of course, I'm not gonna be here, but he'll take care of business, he'll do a good job.
Right, I mean, that stuff we gotta get done, so.
But that's through, most of that is through your T-Deck funding.
Okay.
I think some of it is,
I
I
know
don't know
you're
how much
familiar
is.
with it, you may not be in on the do it, you know what's going on, you know that that's
Yeah.
part of it.
Because
think
we
they're
haven't
hard to
gotten into construction or anything on that, we're
Yeah.
just in procurement for engineering right now, cause they're working on your plans and specs, I know you're working with DLM, Jeannie Kill
Right,
on that, and
right.
so,
Yeah,
yeah, but I don't have
Good.
anything from her on
Yeah.
that yet. I think we have, the milestone on that is, I think they have until May, it may be April, to get those plans and specs
right, okay.
to EY and T-Deck
Okay,
for
okay.
review, so they've given them a milestone, hopefully
Yeah.
get that complete.
See, we was gonna do the sewer deal up here first, but then we need to fix the water plant, the water plant needs to be fixed, it's a priority. For me it is, and then I know it will be for him, the water. We don't allow anybody to come to the water plant, be out there unless we know who it is. You cannot come to the water plant unless we know who you are. You stay away from the water plant.
How long is it gonna take for them there to do that water plant?
What,
To put that new bubble system in under the water plant?
you mean out here at the
Yeah.
lagoon?
Yeah,
I
not the
don't-
water plant, the lagoon, I'm sorry.
The lagoon, I don't, they're supposed to, as soon as they finish the water plant, we're supposed to do the lagoon. That's the second.
Same,
They're gonna work.
same company?
No, there'll be somebody else does this. The people that gonna do the water plant out here, I think they're the tank people. They come, we pay them so much a month, and they maintain the water tanks, they check them every year, if they need cleaning, they clean them, but we pay them, how much, 20-something thousand a month?
It's a couple thousand, it's almost
Yeah,
right at 3,000 a month.
Yeah, okay,
It's
anyway,
utilities,
we
our
pay them
service
all the
it is.
time, but we don't have to chip in all the money at one time, but they do a real good job. They
And-
come and they check, make sure the tanks are good, but we're not gonna work on the big storage tanks, we're gonna work on the water plant itself. And I
Right.
think the same people, I may be wrong, but I think they do that.
They are the same people that's gonna help us try to get a grant to get the electronic read meters.
Right.
They can
Same
help
people,
us
yeah.
with that whole process,
Okay.
Right,
and I've
That's
given
gonna be
Shane
done.
their information so he can get in touch
Yeah.
with him when he gets in
We were
office.
talking about that.
Yeah,
alright, well,
My other question, and I don't know if this helps with you guys, this for me, can't we do both those at the same time?
I don't think so.
Or is it the outlay of the money that we have to put out to match that?
Well, TLM, you know, they're the engineering, and
it's just phases.
they'll be
You
working
just do
on
the
the,
first
probably
phase
this
and then
project
you're
out
done.
here
You don't
while
do it
that
all
one's
at
being
once.
done.
For the,
And then
On
soon
that
they get
water
down
and
through
sewer and all that,
and
they
it
would
may
do it
be
by phase,
doing
they
part of
would just
lagoon
come in and do all
while the
three
water plant's being done.
parts
That's
at
what
once.
water
It would
plant's
be broke
gonna be
down.
done
Like they would
unless
do
he
water
changes
plant,
it,
then
might
would do
change it.
lagoon, and then
It's
do
gonna be
sewer,
done
right?
first and
they
completed
can,
before we
Or
do
would they do
this
it all
out
at
here.
once?
they
I
can
want
do
it
it all
done
at
and
once if they can
behind,
bid it
and I
out.
think he
Okay.
wants the
Because, I
same
mean,
thing.
it's just a,
We've got to fix
because
the
you've already
water,
got,
cause it's
already
been
got
there,
everything in the system.
the
and
some of that
already
stuff's
got
been there,
all
I
the
don't tell
permits
how many years it's
So
been
they
there.
could start
It's
bidding
gotta be
it out
fixed.
once the plans inspected.
And then after that, you can work on this and this and things. If he wants
Well, that's what I'm getting at,
Yeah,
because
Right.
this
So
deal
it's
I'm
up to
getting ready to
however
try
you
to
guys
put
wanna do
through
it,
up
but
here with
the
these
match on it, you're gonna be
people
paying out, so if you
purchasing
can do it
property
fast,
and
it's gonna
stuff,
be easier.
they're gonna wanna have
Yes.
some idea of when.
What's our match on that, do you know?
But the biggest thing gonna do
That's a
up
little
here
higher, I'm sure,
is
because
the
minimum
water plant
is
money
10.
and this money,
I
we'll
don't
have
know
money,
if the
what's
dollar-
left,
I know we've
to
got
see if
like
you're gonna do this up here.
Right.
You may have to wait a while, and not may have enough money to do the whole deal. But
$90,000
if you
set
don't,
back out of the
these
COVID
other
money
two
that
are
we
gonna be
got,
done.
that's what
Yeah,
that's
first.
sitting there for,
That's,
is to pay
we
that
have
back,
to
but I
do that.
don't
We
I'm
think.
just trying to get an idea on a timeline, cause I'm writing up a proposal.
if we see where we got enough money,
Yeah,
then they can
but,
go
I mean,
ahead
you think
and we
it's that
can
much?
plan on
They-
getting somebody to do that up there.
Okay.
While they're doing this, you can do the whole deal for money, but it makes no difference. But I think the water plant's gonna have to be done by staff first. My understanding with TLM, they're working on that.
And we don't have any idea exactly how much stuff's gonna cost.
Yeah, it's gonna cost
I don't really
probably
ask, but
$400,000,
the
$500,000,
match shouldn't change,
maybe
but
$600.
because of the way it's entered in there,
Okay.
it can.
And we got one
But
from-
see, we
Got
also,
the-
At a minimum.
but we also got
10%,
200
so
something,
it could be a
$215 or
Okay, I got you.
$20,000, you know about that, depreciation money. That we can use maybe probably to do some of the meters. You might look into that about that, you know.
You just take
You
it off
can't
the bottom.
use it on things in water where we need the meters for. They're gonna do it. They do that now. Can't run them off.
Okay.
And then
I
that
told
way
them
I
I
said,
can't
you
fire
know, I say, you've seen it.
What am I
No,
gonna get?
they're all easy,
Takes
easy.
them 7 days to read the
This
meters.
is your total, that's what the check needs to be.
Yeah, they
Okay.
can lie.
I
Okay.
didn't mean to interrupt,
But-
I just,
You can get it.
But yeah, there is,
Yeah.
I
Just
don't have it
noticed.
in front of me, but I think it is 293 roughly
Okay.
that is set back. It's like I said, it's that COVID money that we had to have spent by the end of 26, I think. And that's what they've got that earmarked for, is to take care of our match on that project,
Okay,
the $1.7 million project.
okay. Yeah, they don't make it as easy as ECD does.
The grants have been, that's been the hardest thing for me to get. I always call him, I'm like, you're gonna have to help me with this. Never done this before. But we're getting there. Anything else?
You got anything else or that we need to discuss or new things that's coming, or you think that you know that we're gonna be under the Trump, we're gonna get some more money, or we gonna put our money out, or are we mad at Trump, or anything like that?
So at the board meeting in January, do we need to have that resolution ready for that meeting and go ahead and get the new board to vote and get started on it then?
Yes, I would ask that if you have the amount so that I can provide you a resolution to, yeah, because I know some municipalities, they meet monthly and some meet every other month. And because the deadline is March 7th, I wanna make sure I get it to everybody, you know,
I
in a
don't-
timely manner, so you don't have to call a special meeting.
That's why I brought him in, it'll go on, it'll switch over to Shane, but I don't wanna do anything, I want the new board to take this after the 9th of January, and then they'll go forward.
Okay,
And I'm not gonna make any decisions to do, or we're not, the board's not we're not supposed to do anything anymore right now. And then that's fine, that you and them, y'all can deal. I'll ease on out of the picture.
okay. Would you want to wait and let the board vote on January 9th on telling me, what you need on the resolution, or I can provide it and you can write it in?
That'd be fine, I mean,
Yeah,
I'd
if you
rather
wanna
know what
provide it
it's.
and we can write it in, I think that would be,
I can do that.
If you
They
can
don't
have,
like us to do that, but in some cases, I mean, if you're not, cause we're gonna be pushing our deadline at March 7th to try to make sure that all of our municipalities are getting us
Well, we don't want
resolutions.
to
I'm
push
trying to
that,
get
we
them to,
need it.
yeah, I'm trying to get them to everybody to make sure they get voted on, so
do
I
you
can
need
send
two
it.
votes, did you say? For that to pass the board, does it have to have two votes? The
vote-
resolution would have to have two votes, wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
normally you gotta have
Two votes or two readings.
You gotta have 2 readings.
And two votes
everything.
after the readings.
we can do the initial on June the 9th and then we can call a meeting
That's what I was getting
and
at.
just do a real quick meeting one afternoon and do the second reading.
I mean, we
the
need to
next-
check on that and see, but I think you'd have to do two
Yes.
votes, but I ain't 100% sure. If we check and find out.
Well, my
On the
point was
resolution.
about
It
calling a
has to be
special.
approved,
I
two
thought resolutions
meetings.
weren't
I don't, I
allowed to.
think
Yeah,
so.
you know, you may be right.
The
Yeah, so,
resolution was one
In the
reading.
charter, that's how it states.
is that what it said?
In the charter, that's how it reads. That's why I'm saying, you may have to have a called meeting,
Yeah.
like one day and
Resolution
then
and
skip it
ordinances
in
are
and
two
have another
readings?
meeting and pass it, so they can jump on it and get it before March 7th.
Yeah,
Do
we
you
can
need them
that.
to vote on that before they can give you a number to put in for the paving? Like for the 600?
They'll need to vote on how much the
That's
amount is they want to apply for.
That's what they'll
Yeah.
be voting on.
Yeah.
She can type the resolution up and leave that blank, and then they can decide what they wanna apply for, we can fill that in and get it signed and then send it back into them.
And it's gonna have their percentage of the match on there, so whatever they put in is going to add to, their match. So if their match is 54,000, then, you know, you can write 600 in there, and your total overall project dollar amount, if it's awarded, would be 654,000.
Well, the new board's gonna be sworn in on the 9th of January at that meeting. Take it from there.
Okay.
Okay.
So
I
they
can
can
provide it
do,
to
they
you,
can do
as long as
stuff
we
on
get
the
it
night?
before the application
Yep,
deadline.
Once
we'll
you're
do
sworn
that.
in, you
I
can,
just wanna get it to me, just email it to me,
okay.
I'll give it to Shane to get it approved, I'll put it on the agenda, we'll do the first reading on the 9th, and then he can call a meeting like the following few days even, and do the second reading and get it done
Get it
in the middle
passed.
of January.
Okay, yeah. And then I can give you, Ashley's contact information, so that you can look at maybe doing some other sidewalks and other stuff when those grants are opening. TDOT is going through some transition right now, so we haven't gotten anything open that's been sent to us yet that's opened. So it may be a couple months, so, with those transitions going on, so we don't have anything open right now. But that's not saying that it may not be coming in the spring, because
But as
usually
long as we
within-
stay ahead of the game, that's all I care about,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
don't get behind the 8 ball.
And I'm gonna, before he takes office, I'll have him an email and everything set up, and I'll email you with what his
Okay,
mayor email will be, that way when you send me stuff, you can copy him in on it,
okay.
and he'll have it.
And Reed and I will be working on this together, so we'll both be on those emails. So,
Okay.
yeah.
And then we're gonna, after the first of the year, when it kinda slows down a little bit, I'm gonna get the water guys, whatever, we've kinda been trying to get people as they come in to fill them out. And we're just gonna start having them go door to door, knock on doors, ask people, fill them out and get them back until we get our target number on those,
Okay,
so.
I'll need randomization information of how the surveys were conducted, so if you did, like you said, you've got people coming in, but if you're doing a list and you're doing like every third house on a street or whatever, I need the details of how it was conducted,
Okay,
the names of the people that conducted it and their phone numbers.
okay,
I don't know that they've ever called anybody on, on the application, but they have us document everything on how those surveys were conducted, because they want to get a wide variety of areas from the community to make sure that we're hitting all the target areas. They make us go ahead and enter all that information onto the application so that they can review it,
okay.
along with our submission of that, so.
What's the survey for?
The application requires that you have a LMI of 51%, and so we have to do surveys to make sure for the income limits that we're hitting that limit. And,
One per household?
Pass one to Shane.
Why have you got what people, what their income is? Why do we have that on?
that's what we have to go by. The survey has to have the number of people in the household, their income limits, and a signature for it to be a valid survey. One of the reasons we do the surveys is they're looking at the income limits for the whole, like I said, the whole area, the community. And if it's 30, 50, 80%, so we're trying to hit the 51% at LMI, meaning that's what you're gonna be required here. And so we go through them. This is not shared, I mean, it's stored on our server, and ECD will review our tally sheet, and then we have to mark it at the bottom.
Okay,
If there's 3 people in a household based on the income limits for Lake County, then we go by whatever the number was. If it's like this, between this, and it's 30% on that income limit form,
okay,
then we're gonna mark it down here.
gotcha, okay.
And then we give it a survey number. And so when they do monitoring, what they do is they require us to provide the TASS, which is the tally sheet, and then some of our surveys, and they will make sure that we did it accurately.
Okay.
So that's how they make sure we're doing our job, so.
So if I send them out to do it, I would tell them like every third house, and then I would give you the names of the people that actually went and their phone numbers, is what
Yes.
you're saying, okay. I can do that.
Would you almost not be better off to mail these I mean, are you just talking about knocking on doors and leaving them for them to fill out?
Fill out and
bring back?
bring back and drop off in the water box, or cause I mean, we can mail them, but postage is 70 cents, 73 cents a stamp, so it would cost quite a bit to mail 5 or 6, cause if you mail 400, you're not gonna get all 400 back, so you would have to pretty much mail one to everybody and hope you get the 400 back, and then if you don't, you would still have to go out and solicit for the rest of whatever you, so it would just be a cost issue in one way or the other, however you wanted to, if you wanted to use the labor, or if you wanted to pay for postage.
If you were going door to door, can you help them fill it out at the time and then they keep it
Yes,
and bring
yes,
it back? In
yes,
other
like
words,
if they
you-
wanna fill it
if
out
you
right
drop
then and there and
off,
hand
they're
it back to
liable not
you.
to fill it out, bring it back.
Right.
But if you're there with a pad and we do this survey and let them do the survey, help them do the survey, be knowledgeable enough about it that, you know, the person doing it. And then let them sign it and bring it back, and then just have the person taking it up, bring it back.
Yeah, I think
Kinda
Pam
guaranteeing the response.
told me the last time they did this, the volunteer firemen went around
Mhm.
and did it. So, I mean, we have other options, like if you can get them involved, some of them, or however, you know, we need to do it, but that way you ensure that you get them back, cause to get 400 back, you're gonna have to mail 800.
Yeah.
That's all, yeah.
And then you'd still be lucky to get 400.
And we've literally
You
had
kinda
people
like
just
ballot
flat out, you
harvesting.
don't need my information, and turn around and walk out. Like they don't, they're very leery of doing it,
Well,
but
that's why I said before, I've done these in the mail and put them in a sealed envelope to mail back. I've never just done one.
The reason why that they don't wanna do it is because they don't want everybody to know how much money they got.
absolutely.
I bet they're not marked, I bet it don't get marked 100% every time, you know, they gonna go one.
It doesn't, that's why I said they either will leave off the number of people in the household, they'll leave off the amount of income, or they won't sign it, and we can't count that as a survey, a completed survey,
it
because
says
it
fill
does
out.
require
Also,
that.
it'd be
All
incomplete.
number
if they don't
questions.
fill it.
Yeah, because we have to know the number of people in the household based
Yeah.
on the income to tell whether
Has this
they're
been put
30,
in the
50,
banner?
or 80%.
It has not, I did put it on the Facebook page, I was just kinda, cause we've got till February the 15th, so it's kind of waiting to get past Christmas, and then we can put it in the banner and then start determining if we're gonna get the firemen to do it, or if we're gonna get the water guys to go around and do it, or
Well,
how
I
we're
think
gonna.
if we put it in the banner, we need to put a paragraph in there stating that it's pretty critical, pertinent to us getting
The grant.
the grant, you know, this is what helps us get grant
I'll,
money.
okay, I'll call Evan and see if he'll write up a story and put a copy of it in there.
Yeah, 'cause I mean, if you just put this in there, then
They're not gonna do it.
eight percent not gonna do it. If we
Okay.
put it in there and say, hey, this is what helps us get our grant monies.
To help
then-
pave streets and
Yeah,
stuff.
we
I
can
don't
call him
know,
and get him to
I-
put something in the paper.
Yeah, you can do that, you can do social media, I mean, they'll do online, they don't like online, but they give you the option to do that, the mail and door to door. Those are the four that they tell you, you know, or they can come down, which is public again, they can come down here in person, so, but, yeah, but we have to have those to get you to where you need to be on that 51%, so that's why we have to have them, so.
I'll send Shane out one day and just go to every house in Ridgely.
I'm the new mayor, this is what I'm doing.
Well, I mean, if people just knew that it was good information to help the city get more money, then you wanna
Yep,
get more
they
responsibility.
need more and more involved with that down there at the bottom, when you start asking people what they make, they're gonna buck,
Yeah, you
they're
get
gonna
people
buck.
get rebellious on
They're gonna
that.
Oh,
find
yeah.
first that form.
I had one
before
just
they-
look at me and laugh and say, nope, and turn around and walk out. He said,
Well, I
I'm
mean,
not
the
putting
thing
my
is, if
income
that's
on
the
there.
case, they just need to mark something.
Huh?
They just need to mark something,
Yeah,
you know, I mean,
yeah,
I
right.
know that's not the correct way, but I'm just saying, to get them to have something.
Yeah, to get the
Damn.
deal, to get the deal.
I don't think
done.
they're gonna be chasing them down to verify. They wanna make sure, like I said, that we're looking at all the area and, they pick random numbers throughout the survey when they conduct their monitoring to make sure that we did it accurately. Meaning, if we've got survey number 271 and it says there's 3 people making 63,000, is when they pull it. Okay, on my list, I've given them the information, did they get, you know, number 271 with 3 people making 63,000? You know, they just compare that we didn't mess up somewhere.
Right.
You know, because that affects the LMI percentage, and they have to make sure that we did it accurately.
Okay.
Sounds good. I mean, the government has a lot of ways of tracking stuff, so that's how they track it, so.